Advertisement paid for by the government of Ontario has apparently derailed trade negotiations between the United States and our neighbor to the north. National correspondent Matt Galka has the latest from Washington.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on...
This is the ad that has, at least for now, upended trade policy between the United States and Canada. It uses the words of President Ronald Reagan from 1987, when Reagan was criticizing the impacts of tariffs.
Trade barriers hurt every American worker and consumer.
The ad was purchased by the government of Ontario to run on major U.S. networks, apparently enraging President Trump. The president imposed a 35% tariff on Canadian goods earlier this summer, and he called the new Canadian ad fake in a Truth Social post late Thursday night, also announcing all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. The Ronald Reagan Presidential Foundation said the ad misrepresented what Reagan was saying at the time and encouraged people to watch the full speech while stating they were reviewing legal options. By Friday afternoon, Ontario Premier Doug Ford announced that he'd pull the ad from the air on Monday, after it's likely to air during World Series games over the weekend. Canada's Prime Minister said they're still willing to talk about tariffs.
We can't control the trade policy of the United States. We recognize that that policy has fundamentally changed. A lot of progress has been made. And we stand ready to pick up on that progress.
Trump also alleged that Canada was up to something more nefarious with the ad than seemingly trying to lower tariff rates. The president wrote in another post, Canada is trying to illegally influence the United States Supreme Court in one of the most important rulings in the history of our country.
I think that we have a very high level of confidence that the Supreme Court will side with us. We think we're on very strong grounds.
The High Court is set to hear arguments on the tariff case coming up in the first week of November and could decide whether or not the president's sweeping tariffs without congressional approval are legal, after some lower courts have already ruled against them. Reporting in Washington, I'm Matt Galka.
Tonight, the president says he's punishing Canada with 10% extra tariffs for not pulling down the ad sooner.